Let's welcome our guest for today's keynote from Deutsche Bahn, Becker, Head of Climate Action Program at Deutsche Bahn, Florian Buschhardt, Senior Manager IT Portfolio and Project Management, and Emanuele Falco, Project Manager also for the Climate Action Program. Welcome, and let's get started.
Hello, hi. My name is Becker, and with my team I am responsible for the planning and realization of the so-called Climate Action Program. In German it's Klimaschutzprogramm, Klimaschutzpaket. We started in 2020 when we received 11 billion euros from the German governments to strengthen the German infrastructure, the railway structure, and we have specific challenges and requirements. As you can see, the sense is to improve our rail infrastructure and realize the climate targets for the governance. So we have two key issues from the so-called Koalitionspapier oder aus der Koalitionsverhandlung. It's an agreement from the administration between the involved parties, and so we received the 11 billions. The 11 billions are separated, 5.5 billions in the equity capital of the German of the Deutsche Bahn, and 5.5 billion euros. It's a refund from the government for building construction facilities and plans. So we have 2 points, key points. It's the doubling of the number of the passengers until 2030, and the shift from the road to rail, mostly for the freight transport. It's the second one. The specific challenges of that program is the time limit, 2030. Afterwards, the refund is stopped by the governance. We have still the 5.5 billions in equity. Yeah, that's a good point for us. But we need to be quick in the beginning to find measures and projects to finish it until 2030. The second point is the limited resources we have for own personnel from the Deutsche Bahn, also for market shares for construction companies and track positions we need to build. The last one, the track positions, is for us the most critical resource because we have to run the system and need the possessions for building. Third challenge was that we had only little time to prepare the programs. We started in the beginning of 2020 and need a fast design of our projects and measures. We had only a few projects with climate. It's typical construction measures as building signal boxes, switches, or railway tracks. So for the challenges, we need a smart solution, and the smart solution for us was to put together all resources, benefits, and data we need for steering and for reporting our program. The main target of the program is to raise the system, to make the system more attractive amongst our customer, to run our trains on time, and to improve the rail infrastructure, to get more availability, and to increase the capacity of the rail infrastructure. The specific requirements are the program design, status and progress. We have to see the milestones of our program and projects, and we need benefit contributions, for example, CSI capacity or the quality of our system. At last, we have scenario analysis to improve our targets. The last point here is also that we need maybe a map to show the government the progress of our programs, and we have a documentation twice a year, and it's a part of it. Okay, so yeah. So Florian shows you the use cases.
Thank you. Yes. Maybe just to add on what Udo said, to give you maybe the scale of the program. It's like 1,000 infrastructure measures all over Germany. So it's not just the 11 billions, but it's quite a lot of measures we have to keep track of, and also like you're building infrastructure like railroads, like bridges and stuff. So it takes 6 to 8 years to have one measure and to track it and to see how it progresses and to steer against maybe things that are not working that well. So yeah, we needed a lot of data in our program management tool, and I made it easy on myself, so I just show you 2 short video clips basically. How we have the overview with the KPI sets we implemented. That's what you see here basically, and the overall status of the program. Maybe you can just start the video. Just to give you an example how it looks and feels, maybe, if it's not working. Now it's working. Perfect. Yeah. And then you see like all the sub-programs of the climate action program. They are mostly bundled how we what the content of the measures is, like building digitization into the train sets or something like this. And it's quite fast how we go through, but you see that our main concern is the financial realization of the package, because that's what we need to report to the government, and also to have a feel if we are on the right track with all the programs and all the measures. And as you can see, it's quite a lot. So you have to keep the overview, and well, the project operations module helped us quite good to get this and to give it to the people who are working in the sub-programs. Yeah, to have them also have this overview at this point. And also, because it's on the notes. One of the main reasons to use a Microsoft solution for us was that in a lot of places at Deutsche Bahn, we are still working with a lot of Excel sheets with a lot of numbers, and yeah, to export and import information from an Excel was also one thing that helped us, yeah, to roll it out to the people using it. Yeah.
Thank you. Question: is what you're showing to us, is this part of the project as working for this, or it looks like it's still...
The first part was Power BI, and it's integrated, but the second part is project operations. Yeah.
Next.
Yeah, next. And now the second video. Well, I think everybody knows that building maps is quite difficult. Even Apple had problems when they launched their Apple Maps, but for us one of the key requirements was to build a map where we can integrate all the financial data, all the progress data, and all the structures we have in the climate action program, like the sub-programs and yeah, the measures to have an overview and show it also to external stakeholders at this point. It's not just a view that we need for our daily business, but also helps us to keep people informed how we're going, how we're progressing at this stage. And yeah, also if you like to have this as a main workplace, you can jump to the exact measures and see the detail view. And here you basically see also the same things that we had in the first view, just on another aggregate level. As Udo mentioned in the beginning, we also had like some calculations and scenarios to look how the benefit management is turning out, but unfortunately we cannot show you at this point because it's yeah, confidential numbers, so you have to trust on us on this one. Yeah, but I hope this gives you a quick impression how we proceeded and yeah, what we built.
How are you working with the project operations? Because if I understand you correctly, you're kind of the aggregation layer on top of
yeah.
some smaller projects, right? So what do they actually report? Do they run their project and project operations, or do you just track specific metrics that they would report to you?
It's actually both. So we have a lot of aggregation levels. So we have the top program management, what basically we are or we were. And then you have like the sub layer that also collects a lot of data and aggregates it on a very high level, just for like, is it a bridge we are building? Then you have all the bridges. And then you have in the regions, the people who are actually working with the projects. It was always planned to also make it available to them. Until now, to my knowledge, this didn't happen. But that was the plan, that we have basically the three different aggregation levels and that they also can really work on their projects with that. Are there any more questions? Yeah.
Sorry, maybe I missed it. Why this is called climate action?
Because the funding is basically to it's basically to ensure that the targets we have for climate change, so to like CO2 targets in Germany, that the funding of German railways helps you to achieve the target on a government level. That's why we got funded. Basically, you can say that if you have more trains on the road, less cars on the road, that we don't have like these CO2 emissions. That's why we get the climate target. But it's more like a label, a financial label, to say so.
Not for Deutsche Bahn itself, but helping in the mobility sector to reduce the carbon footprint.
Exactly, yeah.
what we do with the 11 billions, we do our daily business in construction and planning infrastructure. Yeah. So the very beginning of the climate action program was in 2019, when the European election was the main issue, climate. And so this follows the election on the political way. The government says 11 millions to get a better contribution for our traffic targets of CO2.
But in the whole program, there were not only Deutsche Bahn funded. So it was like a big funding program from the government, from the German government. Does that answer the question?
Yes. Thank you.
Maybe you want to try this again? Yeah. Try. Okay.
So I'm summarizing here a little bit what Udo and Florian already said. From a climate action program perspective, the key requirements are fulfilled in this case. First of all, with our key features, what we have here, like for example, the mapping of the investment lines, which is also really important for our external stakeholders. We are talking here about KPIs. That's the second point, which is also really important for our program and basically leads us through the entire program and is important for all the layers Florian was talking about earlier. Then we also, of course, have benefit dimensions and can measure them on a qualitative basis. And also we have here like a lot of measures and projects within our program and put into our steering and planning tool. And this tool helps us also to coordinate all the construction projects and put them in also a timely structure for us. And the last point would be our map, which you saw in our second video, and we are working with it. We are using it for reporting issues, but on the same page we are trying to further develop that. That leads me to already to the extended features what we are planning to implement still with the tool in the future, which is, as I already mentioned, the further development of the map representation. We would like to have it more, let's say, dynamic and put in some further milestones information with measure pins and so on. What we are also planning is a row-specific user view. Here we are planning, like when you're working with IceCube right now, it's pretty much the same overview or the same usability for all our users. And here we had the idea to have it more customized and maybe also narrow it down for not power users, for example. And to have it to make it more handy, let's say. And our last point, or last idea of further development would be business intelligence solution and also automated planning and steering, which we are always interested in and trying to make it as easy as possible for us to make life at work easier for us in the future.
Hi. So the cap investment, you built this to manage how the investment is going through, that it's making its contribution. For Deutsche Bahn, are you incorporating, or are there plans to incorporate all your infrastructure projects within this tool solution, or are you still only overviewing
No.
that part of the CAP?
It's only a small part.
Right.
So we have approximately 1 billion per year, and the total investment sum is about between 16 and 20 billions per year. So it's a small part, but we expect a bigger amount from the so-called Sondervermögen. It's 500 billions. Yeah, a small part from them is for the railway, or should be for the railway. So we have in the near future the same challenge as we have with the climate program.
So you could integrate it in this one.
Yeah, so actually what I'm trying to ask is, my understanding is that you're using the tool and it's been successful, but to manage new investment. Your ongoing plans, which form the majority of your project work, are there targets or milestones to expand the use of the tool and the processes throughout the organisation, or is it at the moment still new investments, even though they might be bigger, but it's new investments coming in?
At the moment, it's only for the 11 billions, but it could be more. Yeah.
While we leave the stage for Sebastian, I don't know if you already saw it, you can still have a look into our Microsoft customer story if you would like to. And otherwise, if there are no more questions from your side, then thank you very much for your attention. And I think then we can hand over to Sebastian. Yeah, thank you very much.